Boxing Truth here. Had to talk a little bit about Deontay Wilder, as him and his team have already moved on from Alexander Povetkin. As Wilder's team are already searching for a new opponent, as they plan to make a midsummer return to the ring, not to waste too much time. Want to get it back out there. Most likely they'll look for a date in August, as I don't think there's any dates available for July in the PBC realm or Showtime. So perhaps Wilder will return in August, but I just see more. I see more cherry picking in the disappointing reign thus far of Deontay Wilder. Now, Wilder was supposed to have his first real fight against Povetkin. The situation with Vada, small traces of meldonium found in the system at Povetkin, has threw a wrench in those plans. And Wilder's team, ever since the findings of Povetkin's drug tests, they've shown absolutely no interest in rescheduling the bout. They're actually trying to still get some money from Wilder's purse that he was going to receive had the fight with Povetkin transpired. Over a $4 million purse, by far Wilder's biggest payday, but he's not going to probably see a cent of that money. Well, it depends on what he does. Would he pursue a lawsuit against Ryabinsky in order to get some of the money from the purse to be handed to him? So it's a lot of issues going on with that fight that was supposed to happen. Ryabinsky are still maintaining that the fight will take place before the year is up, that they will pursue legal action if they can't get Wilder and his team back on board in order for this fight to take place. Still no ruling on the WBC. They still haven't made an official announcement of their investigation. The fight is technically postponed, not canceled. But I don't know, Wilder's team and their actions, when they found out of the positive tests, how they pretty much already bounced from England, didn't even wait to see what was the WBC's ruling from reports I've read. Not willing to reschedule the bout, even though the WBC has yet to announce their ruling. It depends on what they say. Will they remove Povetkin from the mandatory position? That still remains to be seen. But I don't know, it's just going by Wilder's actions, Wilder's team's decisions, and what they're doing, just makes it seem that they never really wanted this fight. It's interesting, this situation. I mean, according to reports, very small traces of a banned substance that was just legal 6 months ago. And the Wilder's team were willing to pull out of that fight very quickly. Made the decision not going through the fight, even though, the biggest purse he would have ever gotten was on the table. He made his decision. He didn't go through it with the fight. But it's just the actions they're taking. They're already searching for another opponent, already scheduling another bout. It's similar to what they were doing last year, as they kept putting off the mandatory defense with Povetkin, already scheduling a bout ahead of time, making voluntary defenses, asking for extensions. And now we're going to most likely get more hand-picked opponents, and Wilder's very disappointing reign. He's been a champion on training wheels. He hasn't given us any real fights. He hasn't defended his title against any worthy challengers. Just handpicked opponents from the top 15 in the WC rankings. And that's exactly what Heyman and Team Wilder are going to continue to do for his next opponent. You want to find out who Wilder's going to fight next? It's very simple. You can get an idea. You won't know exactly who, but you can get an idea of who Wilder's going to fight next. All you got to do is look at the top 15 WC rankings. That's all you have to do to get an idea of who Wilder's going to fight next. Since he's a WC champion, they have obligations, they have rules. They have to fight someone within the top 15. However, promoters, managers, they use their influence. Sometimes they'll pay for a ranking for a guy they want to be ranked, so they can put him in as an opponent with their champion in Deontay Wilder. So, if you look at the rankings now, there's a lot of similar names that Wilder has already fought in the ring. Bermane Stiverne number 2. No one wants to see that fight again. The rematch, no thank you. Joanne Duhaupas is number 4. He already beat him. Who else is here? Malik Scott. Malik Scott already laid down for Wilder, so no thanks. He didn't provide the fans a real fight the first time they fought. Offer Spilka's number 11. Eric Molina's number 12. Then you got Derek Chisora, Ruslan Shagayev at 13 and number 14. And guess who's number 15? An opponent I think that's most possibly going to be next for Deontay Wilder, and it's very disappointing. Gerald Washington, an Al Heyman client, former football player, very inexperienced, was recently in a step-up bout against Mansour and was held to a draw. Very raw, not fully developed, very inexperienced. Just another safe opponent for Wilder to take on as he continues to pad his reign and his record as WBC heavyweight champion. And it's just disappointing for, people that want to see Wilder in a real fight, to see what he's made of. Does he have what it takes to handle the elites of the division? Are the rumors true from the gyms and the sparring sessions he's had with some of the elite heavyweights? Is he a guy that can punch but can't take it? Is he, just a heavyweight version of an Amir Khan, a guy who could, with some ability, but can't take the punches? Remains to be seen. But going from what's being reported, the recent article by Jake Donovan, it looks like Team Wilder and Heyman already organizing Wilder's next cherry pick for another easy, safe title defense for the WBC title. But it is what it is. Hopefully, we'll get some more answers from the WBC on the situation with Povetkin. Will Ryabinski file a legal suit? Will he be able to get Team Wilder back on board in order to fulfill their mandatory obligation? What's going to happen with Wilder's purse that was going to be offered? Will he get any cent of the $4 million purse that he was supposed to get had he went through with the Povetkin fight? A lot of questions to be answered. A lot of interesting months ahead in the boxing world. But most likely we will find out soon who will be Deontay Wilder's next cherry pick. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.